of being able to throw the ball. And it's just it's entertaining for us. I mean, I feel for defensive coordinators and defensive players. It's like I don't even know how you stop these guys.
And the thing about Kyler is he rolled out to his left and had to throw that across his body, not the natural way.
For 45 yards.
Right.
You know.
I mean, that's crazy.
Now, it was a miracle in that 3 players were around Hopkins, but Hopkins out-jumped them all and came down with it. So I'll give him that. But
J-Boy pointed out the most important first part, just his ability to elude the rush and also going to his left, throwing obviously with his right hand on the move. To him throw that moonshot, it just speaks to how special his arm is, a talent. And DeAndre Hopkins, never been the fastest guy, whatever, but the one thing he is very elite at is he can high point the ball better than almost anyone in the league right now. And his hands are like vices. If it gets in the vicinity of his hand, he's coming down.
Lock it down. That was good.
Yeah.
All right, what else you got?
Game. I think Tua, I'm sorry I poo-pooed him at the beginning, but Tua, I thought
he's real.
Did okay. They're very controlling. He's not, wide open yet. And Herbert, impressive too. I mean, you've got some young quarterbacks that are just wild. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, I again, like neither one of those guys statistically were amazing, and it is kind of like how Lugs was pointed out. Luckily, the good thing for Tua is the difference between the two teams is they have a good defense and special teams for the Dolphins that they didn't ask him to do a lot. He played well. I know he had a fumble, which I don't think really counts to him. That was a bad snap, and he tried to recover it. But the reason they changed from Fitzpatrick to Tua is Tua, for the most part, doesn't make mistakes. He's very clean because they have a good enough defense and special teams that they don't have to worry about it. They found someone. Think about this. They found this. They've been tooling around with all these different running backs. Savon Ahmed, he had 85 yards rushing and a rushing touchdown. I mean, he's just like a free agent. And just, again, their special teams have been great. They've blocked a lot of field goals and punts. They blocked a punt yesterday that set up the first score by Ahmed. And just Tua, it's just fun watching Tua because he just plays within himself. He's just very quick to get rid of the ball. I feel for Herbert because the inverse is Herbert essentially has to carry everything on the Chargers team. There's a lot of injuries on a very talented Chargers defense. And obviously they're missing their best running back, Austin Eckler, right now. And the offensive line's a mess. So he's trying to carry everything. But he's, for the most part, done it most this year. So
yeah, he's impressive.
Yeah.
And the Dolphins did they just cut Jordan Howard?
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
Yep.
It's kind of sad.
It is.
I feel bad for him, but I just think it just goes to show you Salvon Ahmed was showed out so much yesterday that they're like, why even deal with Jordan Howard, I think is what it came down to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is the other thing. They're 6-3 right now.
Yep.
Looking at their schedule, they have the Broncos, Jets, Bengals, and Patriots. Now, I know I'm probably thinking too far ahead to say they're going to beat the Patriots. That's another 4 wins. They'll get to 10-6 probably. And one game that maybe I'm not giving them, which is the really important game, Week 17, they play Buffalo, and that'll probably be for the division.
Hey, I was impressed with the Patriots in that Rain Bowl, man.
That was fun.
Was crazy.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I agree.
You could hardly see, and you could tell it was affecting the ball. Like that center Skura couldn't grip that ball. And I saw where people were, making threats to his wife and stuff on Twitter and things. It was like, you guys, cut it out.
Yeah.
That's just a sad part of all that. But it was interesting, and you could tell Lamar was bothered by the rain. But I give it to the hoodie. Again, he determined what his talent is. They just run that ball, and, occasionally they throw that medium range pass or whatever just to get there. And I love the fact that they let Myers throw a touchdown. That was classic.
That was a good play, wasn't it?
My favorite thing is when because Belichick and Josh McDaniels, they have all these trick plays that they run, and if you kind of watch when they play those trick plays, I think they almost kind of are admitting like our offensive, like regular meat and potatoes offense doesn't work. Like they're just, and this is why I'm excited for the rest of the year. I'm waiting for the Statue of Liberty play. I'm waiting for the hook and ladder play. I'm waiting for the
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, then to bust out more of the Wildcat again, like a newer version of the Wildcat, maybe a single wing. I don't know. Like that, I'm kind of excited.
That'd be the Wild Pat to you, Wild Pat.
Also, shout out to a local talent, Damian Harris, who grew up in Kentucky. He had a big game. He rushed for over 120 yards for the Patriots, and clearly looks like they're, if you want to say for Patriots, a bell cow back. So,
yeah. Other than when you look at it legitimately, they don't have in any of the skill positions. They really don't have anybody that shines. I mean, what's his name? Andrews. Is it Andrews? That's the tight end. I've forgotten who the tight end is, but
you're talking about the Ravens. Yeah, Mark Andrews is a good talent.
Well, I was meant the Patriots. I can't remember the tight end for the Patriots, but
there's a reason. There's a reason why you can't. There isn't anybody.
No name.
Izzo. Yeah, it's Tom or it's not Tom Izzo.
He's got COVID anyway. Let's not talk about him.
Yeah, but their best player is actually the one you pointed out is Jacoby Meyer, who was I believe undrafted, and that kind of shows you. And not to say that Jacoby Myers isn't talented, but like anyone who's gonna poo-poo Cam on this is like their offensive line has big injuries. Damian Harris, yes, that's a huge plus. He looks like he's legit like starter at the NFL level. Outside of him at the skill position, besides Damian Harris, maybe Jacoby Meyer, but after that, it's like they don't have anybody. I mean, what are you? They have to run like those junk plays where Jacoby Myers throws a pass to Rex Burkhead because they conventionally can't run an offense. I don't think.
No.
And to be fair to the Reign, there was critical situations where Ravens probably win that game if there wasn't the snap problem to Mark Ingram where he just had to fall on it, and there was another one where there was multiple like just bad snaps from Skur where I understand people that bet money on the game, but it's like that's your fault for betting money on a game. I don't think he was trying to throw a game.
No, he wasn't. Did you? I particularly paid attention to his right hand. His right hand was so bandaged that between the rain and he's got injured fingers.
Yeah.
Jelly knuckle. Sinners always get their hands stepped on.
Yeah.
But let's go to the injury of all injuries. Drew Brees, man.
Who's going to back him up? Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston? Yikes.
Oh, both of them. They'll start Jameis, but think about it. A 350-pound man falls on him hard enough to crack 5 ribs. He already had ribs cracked on one side from the Buccaneers game, and it collapses a lung. And the man's still standing on the sideline with his helmet on.
And he's not a young man.
Oh, no, 41.
2, 3,
I mean,
4.
Yeah. It's crazy.
So they're 7-2. What's going to happen to those boys?
Well, they can still
Last year, Teddy bailed him out, and Teddy's not there anymore.
Well, they'll control Jameis. It's Sean Payton. I mean, Jameis starts throwing, pick sixes. Sean Payton will walk out there and slap him in the face a couple of times and say, "Wake up."
I think you said last time he has the most completions to the opposite team. That's his favorite target, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Jameis, I see you over there in the wrong helmet. I see you.
Here.
You don't forget, he had eye surgery. Like he was blaming it possibly on his eyesight being off. So he had LASIK done to his eyes.
Dr. Beiser's Vision World.
See.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe he has 2020.
Yeah, but you can't correct colorblind. I mean, obviously he couldn't tell the difference in the jerseys.
But to be fair to Jay Boy's point, last year when Drew Brees got injured, Ted Bridgewater stepped in. He
Yeah.
went 5-0.
Yeah, I was going to say won 5 or 6 games.
And obviously, I would say Teddy Bridgewater maybe doesn't hit some of the highs that Winston hits. He's more of a game manager to an extent, and he plays a little bit above game manager. I'm not going to. I know it's a derogatory term for a lot of quarterbacks.
Good football smarts.
Winston is definitely not a game manager. So, like, if Sean Payton's definitely going to have to mutate the offense a little bit, where they probably involve Latavius Murray more. Unfortunately, they probably involve Taysom Hill, maybe 15 to 20 more snaps a game than he regularly does, so he can take a direct snap and like. People are like, "Oh, was he going to throw it?" He's not going to throw it.
He can't throw it. He can't throw
it. He throws the ball every 20 times he touches the ball. It's like, why would anyone even care? Like,
by the same token, I mean that man hammers it, for 7, 8, 10 yards at a steady clip. I mean, and then he'll turn around and be, over there passing out water to people. I mean, he does everything for that team.
Plus, they'll still keep him on special teams making tackles on kickoffs.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what is going on there, Sean Payton? Not that I care, but,
I'm sure he's their emergency long snapper. I'm sure he he fills up the Gatorade bottles. I mean, that's why he signed to what was like $16 million in the offseason.
No, $21 million.
21. Sorry,
21.
I shortchanged him.
Yeah.
That
what's cool about him is like, so he does this really good run, and two guys just clock him.
Yeah.
Hammer him, and he gets up and he's just grinning. He's like happy to play football, man. I would imagine in the locker room, he keeps it moving right along.
You know what? I'd be happy too if, for some unknown reason, one of the most gifted head coaches we've had in like the last 15, 20 years had an unmistakable crush on us for whatever reason.
Right.
Just write it out.
Yeah.
Write it out.
So what about the other games, Brady, and what about the Steelers still winning? We got a bunch of teams that are 6-3. One division has 3 teams that are 6-3. A lot of teams in the hunt. It's getting fun.
The NFC West is really interesting in that the Seahawks were dealt a pretty big blow. I feel with the Rams.
Yeah.
Luckily for them, the Rams next week play the Bucks. And also, talk about unfortunate injuries, kind of a local guy in terms of he played for the Bengals for a while, Andrew Whitworth. It sounds like he injured multiple parts of his knee ligaments, so he's probably done for the year, which is a huge blow for them. And I feel, and obviously it's recency bias, I feel Arizona – it looks like Arizona's going to win the NFC West. I don't know if you all feel the same way.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I mean, they have a good shot because their schedule lends them to have some fun. And San Francisco, somebody find a quarterback. It doesn't matter. Kyle Shanahan can have the best plan in the world, but they got nobody to execute. Mullen, Beathard, who are these guys? I mean,
Beathard Bethune, that's a Division II school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Something like
that. I mean, they might go the draft route. There's probably going to be at least 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round, possibly 5. So maybe they get one of those guys. Because kind of be fair to what you're all alluding to, even though that's a race in the West, the team that represented the whole conference last year, they're done. 49ers are done. They're not coming back out of the grave.
They're not walking through that door. No, sir.
Yeah. Another competition that's fascinating where they actually played last week, I'll say, is Colts versus Titans.
Yeah.
Which the Colts just, for whatever reason, own the Titans. I have no complete reason why or reason. Titans felt like they were kind of controlling that game, and then it was essentially 2 possessions based off of special teams where Daniels, their punter, shanked a punt 17 yards, which led to a Nyheim Hines rushing touchdown. And then the